Donata Banks has been living in a family neighborhood with her husband Corey for 6 years. When new neighbors, 26-year-old Luvia, her husband Miguel, and their 3 daughters move in across the street, they soon become friends.
We actually just got along very well. We would sit out there and talk. They would offer beer to us, and we would get drinks out there with them.
We thought, oh, what a nice couple moving in. But the first thing out of the husband's mouth was, how well did we know their neighbors to the right of them? And we had to tell them we knew them pretty well, unfortunately.
According to Donata, the married couple who live near Luvia and her husband are problem neighbors.
They would accuse us of all kinds of things. She's shouting obscenities. Someone's working on my house. She's calling the police.
Soon after they move in, Luvia claims that the neighbors start making racist comments.
Go back to Mexico.
So Luvia starts recording.
I'm actually Mexican, so I have always been proud of it. My whole life, I lived here in Indianapolis. I never experienced racism against me. Purchasing the home was the worst decision of my life.
One evening, when Luvia is walking on what she thinks is her front yard, Luvia says the neighbor starts yelling at her.
Get off my property. Get your fat ass off my property.
I am on my property.
It turns out that the neighbors think that 2 feet of Luvia's yard belongs to them. And as Luvia and her family don't have a fence marking their boundary, it becomes a constant issue. One afternoon, the neighbor becomes angry that Luvia's husband is mowing the contested part of the yard.
Mexican's gonna be dead.
And she turns her attention to Luvia and Donata, who are sitting on Luvia's porch.
When she tells me I'm gonna wrap the water hose around your neck, I'm feeling terrified, I'm feeling scared.
You feel like nothing's safe anymore. So yeah, I was really scared.
The police are called several times, and they advise Luvia to put no trespassing signs on the strip of land she believes to be part of her yard.
My neighbor would remove the no trespassing signs and throw them on my driveway. We didn't have proof it was her, but it was obviously her.
A few months later, Donata is sitting outside her house, across the street, when she sees the other neighbor confronting Luvia and her husband. So, Donata starts recording.
Get that sign out of my yard, you piece of trash.
I just had a feeling that something was about to happen.
Suddenly, the neighbor marches toward Luvia and Miguel in a fury.
When she throws the sign at my husband, I can see the anger in her eyes, in my husband's eyes, and I don't know what's gonna happen next.
Touch me, I'll kill you.
Let her.
Calm
let
down.
her. Let her. Let her.
Calm down.
Let her. Let her.
Calm down.
Let her.
Hey.
Let her. No,
Piece
let
of
her.
trash.
Let her.
It was very shocking. I never thought it was ever going to get, physical. It was actually terrifying.
Call the police.
Hey.
I've already called the police.
Okay, let the police come out here.
This was supposed to be the best time of my life, being first-time homeowners, and it was just so horrible.
The neighbors, Donata and Corey, are watching from across the street, and when the angry neighbor notices, she turns on them too.
You go back in your house.
Do it.
And they are scared.
I am worried for my neighbor's safety, everyone's safety. We're in the fear on a daily of walking out to our house, to our car.
When the police arrive, the neighbor is arrested and charged with trespassing, battery, and assault. The charges are later dismissed. However, when the video goes viral, 20 other neighbors come forward and complain to the HOA that the neighbor also harassed them. After an investigation, the HOA asked the problem neighbors to sell. But it's Donata and the Fair Housing Center of Indiana who take the neighbor to court for racial discrimination.
It makes me very sad to think about how she made us feel. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
The neighbor loses the case and is ordered to pay total damages of $225,000 for harassment and taunting people based on their race and national origin.
I never let her see me cry. I let her pay for what she did, and she's going to pay.
When the new neighbors move in, they have no issue with the boundary line.
It felt like I could live in peace. My kid could go outside and play. So it just felt great. I mean, it just felt like a beautiful, normal home.
Now, all the neighbors enjoy cookouts and socializing with one another.
It's nice to have Donata and her husband as neighbors because they're always there for us. This incident brings the whole neighborhood together. So everybody's happy now.
When you move to a new neighborhood, you never know what kind of neighbors you'll have. Unless you're like Alex in Santiago.
We've been best friends since, 15, 16 years, something like that. He's super annoying.
I love this guy.
Love you, brother.
As Alex's drone camera shows, after 20 years of friendship, these two best buddies moved to the New Jersey suburbs in 2021, right across the street from each other.
Hey, what if we just buy houses next to each other, across the street or something?
Everybody jokes about that.
Yeah, but we made it happen.
Yeah. Living next to your neighbor isn't quite what we thought it would be. We thought it'd be like slumber parties every day type stuff. Hey!
It's not long before a neighborhood prank war is in full swing.
We've been playing pranks on each other for a long time.
Yeah. Obviously, after we moved in, it escalated.
One of his videos hit 100,000 views.
The friends turned neighbors begin documenting their pranks for social media.
And he called me dude, you have to make a video. We went viral. Everybody's asking for the other guy's POV. So I made one video, and within 24 hours, I was at 2 million views.
Look at that. What are you doing? Is he doing Zumba?
And it just kept going from there.
Videos of their neighborhood antics are now wildly popular.
The best prank that he did to me was, it probably is the drone. That's for 100. Yeah.
I couldn't wrap my mind around how I could get him in such a way as to where there was no possible way he could one-up me. And I thought he doesn't have a drone, but I do. So I thought it'd be pretty epic to walk my dogs for once, right? Gather their poop, and then fly it over with my drone to his house and release it on his front lawn. And all I thought to myself is, if this thing lands on somebody else's house, it's gonna be a problem. If the whole thing just falls out of the sky.
But for these neighboring friends, they've created more than just social media hype.
There goes the neighborhood.
Some people are probably here these guys go again. And then there's the other people are here these guys go again.
Or, they're watching from their windows so jealous they're not playing with us.
They've created a home.
I just wanted to have a collection of memories where I just do the dumbest things to him.
Also that, I guess.
Yeah.
And everyone in their neighborhood should expect the pranks to continue. I definitely have some things up my sleeve.
I do. I definitely.
You don't even sound confident right now. I got some things cooking, man.
Because the thing is, it's reactionary. I have to wait for him to do something.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Making this neighborhood prank war one for the ages.
You're a special kind of piece of work, man.
This retired 911 operator gets an unusual call at home asking for help.
And it's a guy on there crying, saying that he's been in an accident and that he's my grandson, and now he was in a jail in New Jersey someplace.
But instead of taking the bait, this veteran essential worker lays a trap of her own to stop the scammer from targeting her neighbors.
And the last thing I said to him before I hung up was, I'll handle this. And I think that's kind of what hooked the guy into thinking that I was really falling for the scam.
A common swindle. This man is trying to convince Jean that her grandson is in trouble and needs her money to help him out of a jam.
Next thing I know, they're calling me back. He asked me if I could handle $8,000 worth of bail. So then I called the police and they sent 2 officers over.
When the officers arrive, they hatch a plan with Gene to catch the scammer.
Guy is still calling, and then he says to me, I just so happen to have somebody 10 minutes away. And then the cops told me what to do. And within 5 minutes, the guy's walking up to my door asking me for the envelope with the cash in it.
Nervous to meet the potential thief, Jean follows the officer's instructions to the letter as soon as the scammer knocks on her door.
Hello?
Hi. I wanted the envelope to look legit, so I folded up a bunch of paper towels, put it inside the envelope.
Right. Okay. Have a good one.
Okay. He just took it, he turned around, went down 2 steps, and then he was in custody.
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, guess what? Anybody want to talk to the guy on the phone? I'm still here, and he has the envelope. Hands up! I guess he realized what happened.
My neighbors across the street were like, holy smokes, what the heck's going on over there?
The suspect is arrested and charged with attempted grand larceny and is currently out on bail awaiting trial. Word of Jean's heroics quickly spreads around the neighborhood and even beyond.
All of a sudden, everybody in Seaford, especially people I know, what happened, what happened? So I heard from a lot of my neighbors. I heard from my grandkids' friends.
In fact, her neighbors are hoping she comes out of retirement.
People are sending me messages, can you go on patrol at night and look for the thieves? I'm like, I don't think so.
So it just goes to show. Anyone can be a neighborhood hero.
I stayed calm, I played his game, and apparently he thought I was falling for him, but he fell for me.
West Covina is a suburban neighborhood just east of Los Angeles, and it's where Lady Senko and her family have called home for the past 3 years.
My relationship with my neighbors, I've talked to them a couple of times, but that's about it.
And even though Lady has a somewhat distant relationship with her neighbors, other people in her apartment complex have repeated problems with them.
They've received a lot of noise complaints. They smoke a lot, but I mean, what can you do about that? That's legal.
One night, Lady and her boyfriend head to the complex mailroom to pick up some mail. They spot their neighbor's dog off leash, and Lady claims the dog bites her foot.
I could feel like the teeth and I freaked out and I screamed and then like I dropped all my mail. And then this girl comes out and then she yells at me, you know, why'd you get my dog? I said, I didn't get your dog.
Thinking Lady somehow harmed their dog, the neighbors come pouring out of their home. According to Lady, just outside of the camera's view, things get physical, and she starts giving her neighbors a piece of her mind. Lady and her neighbors continue to shout back and forth at one another until her neighbor's husband manages to usher the furious family back to their home.
Yes, you are.
But a few nights later, the brother of the fighting family wants to confront Lady and her boyfriend.
My boyfriend and I started hearing banging on our garage door. I was like, oh my God, it is the neighbor.
Hey, you bitch!
I was already calling the cops.
Call the cops, right? Play?
And then while my sister was recording, he started kicking my boyfriend's car.
Lady's boyfriend and the neighbor trade insults through the window when events take a sudden and violent turn.
Hey, come out! Hey, you! Hey, come out!
I saw him punch the window. I was shocked.
Come out, bitch! You think I'm scared you on me? All this over, stupid dog!
Looking to avoid any further physicality, Lady and her family wait inside for police to arrive while picking shards of glass out of their feet.
When the cops came, my neighbor started yelling at the cops.
Did you record him breaking it up?
Yeah. The cops arrested him for battery.
The following day, Lady's boyfriend discovers the damage their neighbor did to his car during his outburst. So they decide to take legal action against their neighbor before he gets out of jail.
We made the supplemental charge about my boyfriend's car. Right after that, I filed the restraining order against my neighbor because I was scared to go outside.
Fortunately for Lady, her cause for concern is short-lived.
They moved out a few days after that.
With her neighbors gone and the case still ongoing, Lady isn't letting a traumatic experience with her neighbors change her pragmatic views on life.
It doesn't matter how nice you are to your neighbors. Sometimes life just sucks and you meet these people. So I guess the best thing to do is what I didn't do, walk away.
Hey, pop you!
When your neighbor has dogs, it's reasonable to expect the clamorous canines to bark from time to time. But in Oregon, a man obscured in this footage by trees is confronting his neighbors at their property line, all because their dog is barking in the middle of the day.
What are you gonna do about it, man?
According to the woman recording, just prior to her capturing this moment, the neighbor came out of the woods and started throwing rocks at the dog from the fence line. And now he's looking to intensify the confrontation.
I was worried for you, man.
You almost hit me.
Your dog was going crazy. I was worried you might have an intruder over there.
Barking at you, throwing rocks at us.
Deep in the woods, the dog owner has approached her neighbor by the fence line, but she's keeping her distance because of his threatening language.
Do you understand?
Don't throw rocks.
Do you understand?
Oh, please.
What the are you gonna do about it?
The neighbor continues to howl at the dog owners, only getting more and more aggressive.
Do you think your neighbors wanna listen to your barking dog?
Suddenly, his furious threats take a scary turn.
I'm willing to do the time to kill your dog.
Say it again.
Hey.
Other than throwing rocks, this neighbor is all bark and no bite as he retreats into the woods and heads home without further incident. And even though the homeowners haven't heard from the man since, they do their best to keep their dog from barking to avoid any further snarling encounters with their neighbor.
Do you understand?
Who doesn't love coming home to find a delivery van? With porch piracy on the rise, the only way to ensure your package is safely delivered may be if it's handed to you by the driver themselves. But looks can be deceiving. The delivery driver assumes the woman who just pulled into the driveway lives at this address. But it turns out this stranger is just posing as the homeowner. And once the delivery van is out of sight, she absconds with the package. Porch pirates shadowing delivery trucks is a growing problem in neighborhoods throughout the country. Thieves will follow the trucks, hanging back until delivery is made, and then swooping in for the steal. This porch pirate, who's still at large, skips the porch altogether and just lets the package come to her. Security experts suggest having packages sent to a neighbor's house or a work location if you can't be home during delivery times. That way, your package will find its way to you, rather than someone pretending to be you. Neighborhood bullies are loud, brash, and rude.
Shut up.
They come in all shapes and sizes.
That's California, bitch. Move it, you hoe.
And yes, they can even be ill-mannered grandmothers. Like this woman in Canberra, Australia.
Come a bit closer, excuse me, mate. Show me what you're really all about. Show me what a meal-good man...
I'm on my side. I'm allowed to be here. You hack our trees, I have not touched your rocks.
This senior citizen is ticked off that the rocks along her property line are missing, and she claims it's her neighbor who is behind their disappearance.
I have had all rocks lined up on my property, all on my property, and they keep on being taken off.
If there's any...
Don't shut your mouth and listen to me, you big...
How old are you?
Older than you.
How old are you?
Smarter than you, and there's none of your business.
Smarter than me?
Yeah, a lot smarter than you. Now get your ass right off my property and don't come on my property again and don't touch anything on my property.
I haven't touched anything on your...
You're a liar.
I haven't touched anything of yours.
You are a liar because I know what I put
stand over there.
But the woman's insults soon turn sinister as she begins spraying a mysterious substance at the man.
Spraying stuff on me. I can't not be in my property without being harassed.
What a liar, because I haven't even been near your property.
You just sprayed me with some poison or whatever it is.
Well, get away from it and stop.
I'm allowed to be here. This is my yard. Go back inside.
No.
Go back inside and mind your own business.
Stick it up your ass.
The man tries to reason with his neighbor, but it's tough dealing with a neighbor who acts like a 5-year-old and has the mouth of a sailor.
Stick it up your ass. Stick it up your own ass.
The man claims he earlier recorded the woman throwing the rocks on his property, but she denies it all.
I haven't touched your rock. You stood there throwing rocks on our yard.
Lying.
I've got you on camera.
Lying.
What do you have to say about that?
You take my...
And what do you have to say about throwing the rocks over here?
That is what I say. You're a lying. You are a lying.
Stop spraying me with the spray. I don't know what's in it.
Despite her immature taunts, the man pleads with his neighbor to stop.
Please go back inside.
I won't do what you tell me to do. You will not hear the end of me until you stop stealing from me and interfering with my property. I'm not doing anything to you.
Excuse me, you're standing here spraying me with whatever's in that bottle.
Oh.
Seemingly caught red-handed on video, the woman ends her neighbor's spat, true to form, with the foulest of mouths.
You're a liar. And you know I've got you.
You're a... You haven't got a brain in your ass. Not even a brain in your ass. That's because you sit down all day and nothing works.
It's 1:30 a.m. Do you know where your neighbor is? Unfortunately, this Utah family does, after they wake up to the sound of their neighbor revving his car in an open garage. According to the woman recording this video, her neighbor's racket is nothing new. However, this time she wants proof for the police. And tonight, she captures more than just a noise complaint.
No, I'm just sitting here videoing him. Oh, you just got caught on video. I'm calling the police, you pieces of... What are you doing?
The man then tries to rationalize his behavior, saying his kids are hungry.
I can't start my car to go to the gas station.
Well, since you just vandalized my house, you piece of...
I can't start my car to go to the gas station.
You know what? We have asked you 900 times.
My car to go to the gas station to get the kids a snack without you messing.
Ticked off, the woman and her husband go outside to plead with their neighbor. Seen here on the building security camera. Their appeals fall on deaf ears, and the racket continues. Unfortunately for the couple, as well as those within earshot, the neighborhood feud continues to rage on with no end in sight. Forney is an up-and-coming neighborhood in Dallas, Texas, known as a safe place to raise children. So at first, mom, Carissa Nash, is not surprised to see a 9-year-old kid from her daughter's class on their security camera. Until suddenly, Carissa's daughter and the boy had a falling out at school earlier that day. Now shocked that he is thrashing her door with a whip, this mom lays down the law.
Little boy, you better get your ass from off my porch beating on my door like this. I will call the police. You need to leave. Don't you ever beat on my door like that. Go. Okay.
After the boy leaves, the mom claims he scratches the family's car with a whip. So later, she and her husband go across the street to confront the child's parents.
Your dad's here, I just seen him. I need to talk to him. Your son beat on mine. I need to talk about these damages to my car. Your son, let me show you the video. If you come outside and talk like an adult, then maybe we can figure it out. I need to show you the video of your son hitting our door with this wheel and hitting our car. So, you want to see this video? Have you seen it?
My son never touched your car.
We
you
have
got no video that he touched your car?
The neighbor does across the street.
We have it on video.
All right, get off my property. Seriously, get off my property.
Well, I tell you.
Because you ain't coming over here talking nicely. You're accusing my son.
I'm showing you the video.
We're showing you the video.
You ain't showing me the video of me scratching your car. Get off my plan.
Now, the boy's dad is taking issue that the other dad is standing on his grapevine, and things are getting heated.
No, that's my grapevine.
All right, man.
Okay, thank you.
You owe me a plant if
I don't I bet you won't bring your
Can you please stop, sir? All we want to do is just talk to you civil.
Your son came over
Y'all are so violent.
Your son came over here.
Baby, please, no.
Your son came over here with a whip.
And then, the mom notices something that alarms her.
You have a gun.
Bring your ass outside without the gun then, bitch. I've already come out.
Come on, let's do it. No, baby. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
As the neighbor picks up the gun, he accidentally discharges it while his daughter stands close behind him in the doorway. Luckily, the bullet doesn't hit anyone.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
The couple goes home, but later, when the county sheriff's office see the videos, they charge the neighbor with deadly conduct for careless handling of a weapon. And shortly afterwards, he and his family move out of the area. As for the son, he's too young to face charges. However, let's hope he learns how to be a better neighbor in his new neighborhood.
Celebrating the birthday, you know. This is how we do it in the car scene, man.
In Texas, a birthday parade 30 cars deep rolls into this quiet Houston neighborhood.
God, he said be loud, so we got a bunch of loud race cars coming by. This Mustang in particular is like the most deafening thing I've ever heard in my life.
The parade is for a 6-year-old boy. And although the birthday boy loves loud race cars, his neighbors aren't so sure.
Scares the crap out of her.
As the parade winds through the neighborhood, it suddenly stops.
We're coming back.
As the man recording investigates, he passes some angry neighbors on their phones.
I think they're calling the cops.
Further up, he spots another neighbor, writing down license plate numbers.
Karen was yelling. Oh, look, she's getting plates. I'm getting it on camera, yeah. Is she blocking the road?
And he finally gets to the front of the line. The birthday boy's father argues with a neighbor blocking the street. She's preventing the cars from continuing on to the father's house, where his son is waiting for his parade.
Karen is angry.
That's like drag racing. Are we
What?
Okay, listen, y'all can say it all you want.
Yeah.
This is a destructive thing, and it's not good
Write
for
me a
kids
ticket,
in a
I'll pay the
neighborhood.
The neighbor thinks the parade is too loud for the neighborhood kids.
We're trying to leave, man. I'm trying to leave.
This is impeding traffic. You're impeding traffic.
And still refuses to move, even when told the parade is for a neighborhood kid.
Is anybody else bothered?
Nobody else.
Anybody else bothered? I love this woman, man.
Hello. Me. You made my granddaughter.
A line is being drawn regarding the parade, and neighbors quickly take sides.
We got Karen 1, we got Karen 2, we got Karen husband.
And the neighborhood parade now threatens to turn into a neighborhood brawl. when the situation teeters on violence, the drivers decide to shift gears and pack it up.
Oh, Karen blocked us off, but she was not happy. She was not happy.
The canceled parade reconvenes at a nearby gas station as police are heard approaching.
Now they're going in the neighborhood. Some felons in
But after a few minutes, news trickles back from the birthday boy's father.
down there. We're about to go back into the neighborhood because apparently the guy whose son it was his birthday for said we're good to come park in front of his house.
And while no one is arrested due to the altercation, the drive-by birthday is back on. And the birthday boy finally gets his loud parade.
Yeah, that's him right here.
Whether the neighbors like it or not.
You did it!
Kids riding bikes is a common sight in the neighborhood. From hesitant first wobbles to confident displays of skill.
You know, I think he's gonna make it. Oh, he didn't. Oh, and that very hurt.
In a family neighborhood of Santa Ana, California, a 12-year-old child has a camera attached to him as he pedals down the street. But on the footpath is a neighbor who lives a few doors away, and she is on the warpath.
And that one too. Get the hell off the sidewalk now.
Excuse me?
Get off the sidewalk.
Please don't touch me. Why'd you just hit me?
The boy claims that as the neighbor pushes him off the sidewalk, she slaps him in the back. But instead of apologizing, the neighbor threatens him.
Want me to hit you again? You tried to run
Mom!
on the sidewalk.
Mom!
Hey, come on out, Mom. Hey, Mom!
She just hit me!
The boy's mother, who has had run-ins with his neighbor before, appears, and she is not liking what she's hearing.
You hit my child?
Yes, she did. Yes, she just did.
He tried to run us down on the sidewalk.
I did not.
And lied to us.
I have a video.
It's a great thing that there's a camera strapped to his chest.
Tried to run us down.
The news that the boy is recording the incident seems to incite this self-proclaimed Home Association board member even more.
Good. Come on, boy. Just get it on. Let me
Get
see
away
it.
from me.
Come on.
Get away from me.
Come on.
He touches me.
And bizarrely, the neighbor starts yelling for the cops.
Police. We're here on the police.
You need
Go get him.
Go away. This is crazy.
Shame on
Numerous
both of you.
videos.
And shame on Dad.
Hearing the commotion, the child's father comes to investigate.
Absolutely. He's got the whole thing on camera.
With the board member.
I have it on camera. I did not.
No.
Yelling at him. Like it'd be on the
You touched my child and then calling the cops.
After the family show the video footage to the police, the neighbor is arrested and charged with assault. She is ordered to take anger management classes and write an apology note, which the mother says she is still waiting for. When the mom investigates, it turns out that the neighbor is not even on the HOA board. So according to mom, this neighbor is full of hot air.
Why'd you just hit me?
Oxfordshire, United Kingdom.
Bit of a slow day today. So I thought to myself, what have I not done in a long time? Piss my neighbour off.
This is Stuart, and he's in a long-standing prank war with his neighbor, Des. And today, Stuart is on his way to antagonize him.
We had a load of crows come and nest in all the trees around us recently, and they are noisy. So what I'm going to do is use my electronic caller, because there's a crow in distress on there. And when you set that off, all the crows come down and mob it.
Stuart hopes that the crow's loud caws will infuriate his neighbor.
So hopefully, I'll get all the crows to circle his house. But we shall see.
Stuart sneaks behind Dez's house and places the electronic distress caller on the roof of his neighbor's shed.
Now I can safely piss him off from the safety of my own home. Quality. See how long it takes before the crows start circling.
Stuart doesn't have to wait long before the crows start surrounding Dez's home.
We've got a bloody audience now.
A little while later, he spots Dez in his backyard.
Oh, Dez is in his garden. I'm going to see if I can get any reaction out of him.
While Stuart records from his home, Dez checks out the distress caller and finally figures out what's going on. He's been pranked by his best buddy.
Still ain't doing a prick!
What's up, Des?
While Dez is ticked off, it seems his wife finds the prank hysterical.
You're destroying everyone's peace, Des.
You started again.
What? It was a bit quiet in the village, mate. Cheers, Des.
It's almost evening in Cleveland when two local officers respond to a call from a homeowner whose neighbor has somehow bizarrely crashed a car into his own house. But the situation is much more serious than that.
Yeah, don't go back there.
And what's worse, the neighbor is standing just feet away from the inferno.
Sir! Ooh! Where'd you step over this way?
Your car's on fire. Your car's on fire.
Despite their pleas, the disoriented neighbor doesn't budge.
Okay, radio. We also have a male in the backyard, but he won't come away from the car, and I don't want to go any closer to the car.
But that's not their only worry.
I'm gonna tell these neighbors to get out. Their house is gonna catch.
The fire is spreading fast. The officers alert the local fire department, and now it's a race against time to warn the next door neighbors.
Cleveland, please! There's a current fire next to the house. I just want to make sure that we can get the house catches on fire, okay? Okay. Okay.
Hearing the commotion, the disoriented neighbor of the car finally walks out.
Are you okay? Hey, are you high? Are you drunk? You okay? What? What's going on? Get over here by this car.
The man is detained, but then the cops get some alarming news.
There's no house, but I don't know if she's I need 27. The neighbor said that there's an old woman that does live in this house.
And the officers need to get inside before the entire house is engulfed in flames.
Go, go, go.
This the... You have a baton?
No, I don't have one on me.
Watch out. All right.
Every second they can't get inside could be the difference between this neighbor's life or death.
The house is on fire too, guys.
Is it?
Yeah.
As explosions go off in the background, they finally get the door open. Luckily, after a quick search of the property, the officers are relieved to discover that nobody is home, and the fire department arrives to extinguish the blaze before it can spread to one of the neighboring houses. But the damage is already done, not only to the neighboring properties, but also to the car that is now toast.
Holy plate burnt to a crisp, yeah. Can you see the bin? At all? 4 days. And it was in perfect condition. Yeah, perfect.
The man that the police believe is responsible for the blaze is taken to the hospital for further evaluation. Pending further investigation, the fire is treated as an accident. And luckily for everyone in the neighborhood, there is no loss of life after this unusual incident. Firefighters are some of the strongest and most courageous of our community members. And when they're not fighting fires in the neighborhood, even the bravest of the brave have to eat. But when this local firehouse is loading up groceries, a neighbor comes up, not to commend their fearlessness, but to complain about how his taxes are spent.
I know you guys cannot do anything about the fire tax, so I have to pay extra. Yes, sir. You drive all the way down here. Why don't you guys shop there at the local store? We do.
The firemen awkwardly load their groceries as the neighbor scolds them for taking their truck to an out-of-town supermarket.
I'm going to go in front of the Board of Supervisors and make a complaint.
The man looks over to another neighbor recording for some support.
I'm glad you're taking pictures. Yeah, because I definitely don't support you.
But the man recording is backing the firefighters.
You ought to just leave them be because they're just trying to make a living and trying to get their food. But man, I'm paying for them to be down here on the clock. That's okay with me, and I pay taxes too.
The firemen pay for their own groceries and have to stretch their dollar to buy food for the whole firehouse.
Why do they drive all the way downtown? They could shop there at the local store right around the corner. Why would you want to pay double?
The store around the corner from the station is a gourmet market with higher prices.
Why would you want to pay double? Well, why do I want to pay for the fuel, the maintenance on this vehicle, and everything else? It's ridiculous for the taxpayers.
Sir, we have to go. Is there anything else we can do?
You're wasting our time right now. Not do anything else.
Before the firemen leave, the neighbor makes sure to document everyone and everything.
I will take a picture of your vehicle right now. Go right ahead.
Sir, you have a nice day. If there's nothing else we can do.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Got you.
Sir, there is a form at our headquarters station
your license too,
where you can file a citizen's complaint.
I will file a citizen's complaint, and I hope you put this on the news too.
It doesn't make the news, but the clip does get posted online, where it goes viral, racking up more than 1 million views.
This is totally ridiculous.
I understand.
If there's anything else we can do for you, please let us know.
No, thank you.
All right. Hope you enjoy your day, sir.
As for the disgruntled neighbor, he reportedly has yet to file a complaint at the fire station, leading neighbors to believe he's found something else to complain about.
I got you too, you.
And I got you too.
It's the middle of a quiet, picturesque evening in this Milwaukee, Wisconsin neighborhood. House sparrows are chirping, and sunlight peeks through the clouds in the distance. But even in a tranquil place like this, a neighborhood war can spring up at any moment. Two vehicles come barreling down the street, and gunshots echo through the neighborhood as the passengers shoot out of their windows at each other before the two cars collide at full speed. This head-on collision could have killed the riders from whiplash alone, but incredibly, some of the passengers are still conscious as they jump out of one of the sedans and take off on foot.
Guns! Call the cops right now!
The neighbor's first instinct is to run outside and help, but after hearing the gunshots, none of them wants to approach the vehicles. Another few passengers step out and take cover behind their wrecked car, unsure if anyone from the other vehicle plans to come out shooting. And when they see the coast is clear, they run off. It's never made public what causes this shocking confrontation. Days later, a total of 7 people are arrested in connection with the shooting. But because they're minors, the Milwaukee PD releases no further details to the public. While a literal neighborhood war playing out in front of most people's homes would make them want to move, the woman with the security camera isn't intimidated by the violence, saying we cannot live like this and we are not leaving this neighborhood.